Hey guys, River the Rage here. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and it's about time we talked about Sombra. So, I play Overwatch, and I've streamed Overwatch. I haven't done many Overwatch videos, except my how to get loot boxes faster video, which is reached over 15,000 views, which is incredible. Thank you guys so much. March today. But, I have been kind of avoiding the Sombra hype train thing, because basically, when we first started talking about, oh, Sombra, who's Sombra? This is kind of sneaky. I was kind of like, yeah, it's a little Easter egg or something. And then it started growing, and then I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then now that when it fully became a thing, like, oh, this is going to be a playable character in the game, now everybody's been waiting weeks and weeks and weeks for Sombra to actually come out. And especially recently, they leaked the Sombra, like, some pictures of Sombra got leaked. That showed her off. I'll see if I can find like an image for you guys. Sombra. So we can find just like a picture. So in case anybody hasn't seen it yet, there's actually a legit leaked picture of Sombra. Where is it? Because it's like a proper in-game like screenshot or anything. It looks very legit. So you gotta look at the screenshots or something. Oh wait, go back. I think I saw it. Yep, here it is. Shit, that one's really tiny. Okay, that one's bigger, but why don't you just look for large versions of this? I'm sorry, I should have set this up. I wasn't planning on showing you a picture, though. So, there's supposed to be, around here, somewhere, I guess I'll have to do with the small image, and I'll hope you get, whoa. I hope you guys can, just see this one. So, when you look on the screen there, it should be, a good size. If you can't see, then, I'm sorry about that. But if you haven't seen it, then, I mean, everybody's seen it by now, if you're watching this video. So, this is Sombra, or this is supposed to be Sombra. And this is supposedly, like, something about, you know, tactile stores from Zomnix and Dr. Drunkenstein. This is just, like, a screenshot somebody took of their monitor, and then put it up. And this isn't, like, Photoshop. This isn't, like, you know, this isn't, like, a straight leak of, like, an actual photo. And, number one, damn, she looks cool. Number two, love the hair. And number three, I love the idea of the SMG right here. Because we haven't had a lot of, characters that play the whole SMG type thing. I know Tracer has automatic pistols. That's completely different from an SMG, this is a really cool idea. But let's actually talk about Sombra for a minute. So Sombra was first leaked on the map Dorado, which is a Mexican map. There were some pictures of, you know, this. It turned out to be pictures of Ana, or you know, of Ana Amari. Excuse me, of which is Farah's mom, and then Ana came out after that, so everybody was thinking, oh, okay, wait, but her name's not Sombra. Why are they saying Sombra? And Sombra, in Spanish, is roughly translated to mean shadow, and Reaper even has a voice line saying, you know, where's Sombra when you need her? And so it sparked this whole thing of, well, who's Sombra if that's not Sombra, you know? And why are there pictures of Ana involving Sombra? Is Sombra watching Ana? And basically, a whole bunch of stuff went down in the past few weeks of Sombra, and we finally got this picture, which kind of made it sort of concrete, like, yes, this is going to be a character in the game. Yes, you guys are right, and this is what it's going to look like. I don't think it was actually, because it got, like, immediately pulled on one of the websites, on the website that it went up on. Yeah, I was about to make great English. That it did go up on. So basically, everybody's been, you know, ripping it apart, bunch of code, bunch of crazy stuff. I'm not going to go over everything. There are a million other videos that go seriously in depth with this stuff, but there's you know, a bunch of little stuff that points towards Sombra. But what I want to talk about today is the fact that the momentincrime.com countdown has finally stopped. So if you haven't caught up, there is this site called momentincrime.com, and the site actually has reference to something in the game. So A Moment in Crime is the bit that gave us Junkrat and Roadhog's backstory of, like, what are they doing? Like, who are these characters? It was kind of their introductory thing. They didn't really have an animation like The Last Bastion or, you know, Tracer and Widowmaker, stuff like that. They really didn't have animations like that. They had more of this, like, you know, call this, you know, who are these guys? This investigative thing, and then it's like, you know, who are these murders to? If you see them, call us at yada yada. And the reward's supposed to be like $25 million or something. But this was it. And there's actually it said something different. Well, actually, something similar to what it's saying now. So if I can go down to the section of the new stuff here. So the moment in crime transmission area is the one on the wiki I want to talk about here. So this says estableciendo conexión. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm probably butchering these words. Protocolo Sombra V1.9 iniciado. Transmitiendo información omnicos activos 2% terminado conexión. So basically, it translates to establishing connection, Sombra Protocol v1.9, so version 1.9, initiated, transmitting information to active omnics. So and it's a 2%. And it says ending connection. Okay. So, and then there was a comment in there saying, well done, you have my password. Hacking this television program was meaningless. So, amomentincrime.com, it's referencing, like I said, the actual show in the Overwatch universe that's called A Moment in Crime, but I guess she hacked their website and took it over just for the sake of putting this in there. So it says, wait for what is coming. So then we waited for what was coming, and so then there was another message found. It seems that things are warming up a little. Gotta go unnoticed while it completes. So she's kind of hidden away from everything. So it says that on October 18th at 19:02 GMT, the site reached 100%, and the site updated, leaving this message. Now, I was in class at the time that this happened, so I didn't notice it happened. The last time I checked it, it was like 99.73, and that's as high as it was going. So when it hit 100, this message came out. So it said, transmission finalizada, finalizando carga finalizada, unidad bastión en E54 comprometida. Again, I don't speak Spanish, so that probably sounded like crap. It says, which roughly translates to Protocol Sombra version 1.95 initiated. Charging complete. Unit E54 Bastion compromised. And then we have also hidden in the source code, another thing popped up, just like the previous messages. This is version 1.402324. So this is where things are actually going to start getting interesting here. So first off, it changed, right? So it changed some of the words. So obviously up here it was saying establishing connection. So it fully established connection. Up here it said version 1.9. This is 1.95. So it's a slightly different version. Okay. And so over the percentage, and the Sombra Protocol version went to version 1.95 after 5% was hit. So it changed a little bit. That's not really big. But the thing is that it's talking about E54 Bastion. Bastion is the make of an Omnic, war machine, and for anybody who knows Overwatch, obviously Bastion in the game is E54. They each have their own little serial number thing, and his is tattooed on his arm. I'll see if I can find a picture of that. If we look at Bastion, we can actually see a picture of his E54 on him. Hopefully, if I can find a big enough picture to display it correctly. So if you look here, and we view the image, then you see this E54 thing, right? That's his serial number. That's his identifier. That's he is Bastion number E54. So squad, he was made in the grouping of Eagle, and he was the 54th in the line and stuff like that. So a classic serial number thing. So that's the interesting part. So it's specific to this Bastion. So it was saying before that it was transmitting information to active Omnics. So you're going to say, okay, well, why didn't it send it to Zenyatta, right? Zenyatta's an Omnic. Why didn't all the Omnics suddenly go crazy or something? Well, it didn't really say it was going to activate something. It just said that it was transmitting information. Now, what kind of information, we don't know. But in the last Bastion animation, we do know that Bastion woke up. After 10, he was asleep for 10 years, and then he just all of a sudden wakes up. Now, Ganymede, which is a little bird that follows Bastion around, he was poking around Bastion's head, and there was this circular thing on the side of Bastion's head. So maybe Ganymede hit a manual restart button or something, and that was what booted Bastion up. He wasn't supposed to come back online. Or, more likely, it was Sombra reactivating Bastion for some purpose. I don't know. But what happened to the Omnics after the God program or whatever it was, I'm really not well versed on that part of the lore. So basically what happened with the Omnics was they all went crazy because somebody activated this, like, God protocol thing that caused them to become, like, sentient, but, like, evil sentient. So they figured out, oh, humans suck, so we're gonna kill all the humans and take over. Well, then big war, Overwatch is formed, Overwatch saves the day, Overwatch disbanded, and here we are. So after that, Bastion was left, like, all alone in the forest outside of, like, this new city that he was, you know, supposed to be attacking, but his programming, he became sentient. So I think the reason that doesn't affect Zenyatta, even though he is an Omnic, and it says transmitting to all active Omnics, right? Number one, Zenyatta is not a, like, military make, so he didn't really have the like, evil programming in. Not that he didn't have the, like, the God protocol, I think he might have, but either that or he was made after all this happened or something. And even if he did, he wouldn't. I don't think those Omnics activated during this. So I think only the military ones did. Like I said, I'm not versed on the whole Omnic War part of the Overwatch lore, but I don't think it affected Zenyatta because he wasn't, like, connected to the Omnic network anymore. Like, they'd all become sentient, so they kind of disconnected themselves from this whole God program thing. So they kind of removed the program so they wouldn't have it. But it left all the Omnics with this sort of sentience, right? So even Bastion, when he woke up, became sort of this, like, a living, not breathing, but living, you know, thing that was like, oh, well, I don't want to kill things, so I'm gonna just go hang out with Ganymede in the forest. And they've never really explained why Bastion ends up coming to Civilization. Like, you think he would just hang out with his buddies. Maybe this is why. Maybe Bastion is meant to be in Overwatch. He's meant to come and, you know, fight alongside everybody because he's going to be the one to lead us to Sombra. That's at least my theory on it. And it says that, you know, Unit E54 Bastion compromised. Now, I'm not sure what it means by compromised. It might have been trying something like, maybe compromised as in that's a good thing for Sombra because Sombra was trying to compromise the system and get into his system and use him, which some people have already theorized on the forums that maybe her ultimate ability when she comes out is going to be able to, you can take control of enemy players for a few seconds and use them against their allies or something, or just, I could just see this now. A lot of people are going to be jumping enemies off the map for no reason. Just imagine taking, like, I don't know, the Mercy who has her heals up and just have her walk away and jump off the map. I could see that. I could really see that as an actual legitimate strategy. So I'm not sure what the compromise part of it could mean. It could mean that it could have something related to her ult, or it could mean that maybe Bastion was supposed to do something when he woke up, but he didn't. So this new version, so version 1. It changed, remember? So it changed at 5%. It changed from 1.9 to 1.95. So if it changed to 1.95, that could mean that she updated her software or she wrote some new code for Bastion, specifically. So, I don't know. But here's the really super interesting part, which gets me a little hyped. So hidden in the source code of the site is version 1.4.0.2.324. The fuck is that? So if you look at Overwatch, which I have it up on my TV right now, if you actually look at Overwatch, under the Overwatch symbol in your game, you'll notice a 1.4.0.1 dash, not dash, but like the mark or dash, or, you know, not like a backslash, but like an actual dash across. So dash 32332. So if we replace this period here with a dash instead, that easily becomes our current patch, and it's 1402. This is 1401, right? This is 02324. This one is 01323. So this tells me that in the next patch, that, you know, in the next major patch, because the game, it updated today, but it was just a small patch of 1.11, and it was just small bug fixes, or at least it seems to be. It might have been some sort of secret thing that people are going to be pulling apart on PC and all, I don't know. But that means that potentially the next patch to come in could possibly give us Sombra, and another interesting thing that I heard online was that the PCR and this number, so the 1402324, that actually falls in between the numbers of the active Overwatch community, which is like the public thing. and then there's the PTR. So there's the public realm, which is like the regular game where everybody's playing it. Then the PTR is specific to PC, and on PC, if you go and play in the PTR, it's completely separate from the main game because it's the public test realm, which is PTR, and that's where they test out all kinds of new stuff. That's where Anna was before she came to the full game. That's where, you know, a lot of their changes and whatnot they try and do in the PTR to see what happens with it. So basically, it's a beta test that and if this number falls between the PTR and the active, like, you know, patch, then that could potentially mean that they've been internally beta testing Anna without anybody knowing. So, like, super closed door, testing it all by themselves, not letting anybody know about it. And so they wouldn't have to go through the PTR, so they can hype all this up and then just deliver it on a certain day. Now, I also have a theory on this. So, the Overwatch thing recently, I'll actually go to the Play Overwatch site so we can see this. If we go to playoverwatch.com, it says that the limited time event, Overwatch Halloween Terror, has come. So it's October 11th to November 1st. If you click on Learn More, it's going to give you a nice description. So it says, when the shadows grow long and the nights grow cold, and witches' cauldrons bubble with potions untold, when spirits and ghouls and abominations appear, it can mean only one thing. Halloween is here. Okay, so it's got a nice little rhyme to it. So the fright for the future has begun, heroes, and for the next 3 weeks, we're celebrating the spookiest time of the year in true Overwatch fashion. With a brand new seasonal event, explore the haunted streets of Hollywood, expand your collection of themed holiday items, and relive a chilling tale in our first ever PvE brawl, Junkenstein's Revenge. Okay, so here's some of the stuff. It's like doing like a GIF thing of showing like all the different stuff here. There's just skins and sprays and simple stuff. Nothing really changed. We go down here to, it's talking about Junkenstein's Revenge, and, you know, it's got Anna and McCree and Hanzo, and they're all having fun on that. That says, something wicked this way comes. We're also getting a little spoopy on our social media pages, so don't forget to check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram profiles for a steady stream of Halloween goodies, right? Another thing that is really interesting about this time of year, if you look up, we're actually going to Google this, so Overwatch Halloween loot boxes, so we can actually see this up close. So if we look at up close at a big picture of the Halloween loot box, if I get an image here, and then we look at a very large image of it, we should be able to see. Let me just type in Sombra because I'm just trying to show you guys a specific thing that's like connecting Sombra. So if we look at this thing. This right here is a candy wrapper with Sombra's skull on it. So that was like the first thing, was like this line of code that dropped, and it was in the form of this skull. So that's Sombra's like symbol, right? You got like Reaper in the background, you got Genji Hanzo candy over on the left, you got some Pachamari something or other over there. But that means that this is in loot box. So let's tally all of this up. The Halloween event is currently going on, in which the loot boxes actually aesthetically hold a piece of candy that has Sombra's symbol on it. Okay, number one. Number two, Sombra's A Moment in Crime.com hack download thing has completed, and it's talking about Bastion. Number three, they reskinned Hollywood. Now, only Hollywood. Nowhere else. They only did this for Hollywood. So I feel like there's going to be something on that map that gives us more information now that the download is complete. Maybe there's going to be a new patch coming up in the next few days that does something to the map. I don't know. So there's that, and we're kind of waiting to see with Bastion all that. I feel like Sombra is going to get her own animation to introduce her, and it's going to show Bastion, like, leaving the forest and going off on an adventure somewhere, and he finds Sombra, and then, you know, it's just going to be this, I don't know, just some sort of, like, what's the matter spot, and then a bunch of the characters start following Bastion, and they find Sombra, and, like, it ends with her just turning around ever so sleek and just, like, took you long enough, and then fade to black. Overwatch. And just, that would be it. At least that's my theory on it. Also, an even crazier conspiracy theory, which I don't think is true, but I had this thought, so why not? I mean, maybe it might be, and if it is, it would be the most incredible way to hide a character ever. On the map Hollywood, which was the only one reskinned for Halloween, mind you, there's someone inside the car, which is the payload that you're supposed to be escorting across the map, And they keep speaking to you, talking about, okay, we need to get there already, you know, yada yada, you're holding up the line, your acting ability sucks. He's making little quips. What if it said Sombra to go into hiding, right? It says, you know, gotta go unnoticed while it completes. Didn't say, you know, gotta hide or gotta go underground. It said unnoticed. So does that mean that, you know, and it says something, it seems that things are warming up a little, right? So if we read into this wording a little bit, warming up a little could be like a car engine warming up, or the, you know, or just in general the idea that, you know, things are hot in LA, which is where Hollywood is located. Hollywood is in Los Angeles, therefore, you know, or Hollywood, California, or that area, right? And California is generally a hot, you know, state, right? So maybe it says warming up a little, go unnoticed. So does that mean that someone could be in the car? Potentially. I mean, I'm just saying, wouldn't it be incredible if one day somebody goes to jump on, you know, Overwatch, and they go to move the payload, and the second the payload starts to move, the car just stops, even non-contested, just, it decides to stop halfway there, and Sombra just gets out like, really, y'all never figured this one out, huh? I'm ashamed, and then the game ends, and everybody gets a defeat. I think that would be hilarious, but, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. It's probably just going to be more of a simple way to, you know, for her to show up. She's probably just going to show up one day in some future patch, probably patch, you know, 1402 or whatever. Not even going to hit the PTR first, just going to go straight here. But yeah, we just got all this stuff about Sombra, and if you guys want to look more into this, you guys can go ahead and do that. Like I said, I'm not going to go too in-depth with this. I've already talked long enough about this, but I thought it was just time that we finally talk about Sombra on this channel, because I kind of let it go for a while, and then I started getting excited at the Moment in Crime thing, like, ooh, she might finally get revealed. I'm banking on there being, like, a, you know, if competitive Season 2 ends November, if competitive Season 2 is ending, like, you know, soon, and so is the Halloween event, right, and this just happened like 2 weeks before those are both like scheduled to go off, which is like November 1st. I have a feeling that like around November 1st, maybe even on the 31st, we'd probably, the 31st at midnight, I'm not gonna, you know, try and say anything about this. I'm really not gonna try and call anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if the 31st, you know, at midnight on the 31st, it would be, you know, 31st, midnight rolls over to November 1st, and then they release her secretly overnight while people aren't paying attention. And then when people wake up, it's a Halloween surprise, you know? I don't know, but that's my video on Sombra. That's all, like, the information that I know about Sombra. If you guys have any information, do please leave it in the comments below. You know, get a conversation going, get a little conspiracy theory thread going down in the comments if you guys want. And yeah, if I got anything wrong, do let me know if I'm, you know, wrong on this point or that point, because I usually, like I said, I don't know too much about the Omnic War thing, and I'm not really following Sombra that closely. But I thought, let's get on the hype train. Let's go along with this. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then do the usual. Like, subscribe, check out my streams, and I will see you guys in the next video. Reaver the Rager, signing off.